That's just sports, baby.
Crowd goes wild. Strawberry ice, bringing fire and style. Reds, Bengals, Bearcats, all in my zone. This is my stage, my mic, my throne. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's fine is kicking down the door. Step into the ring where the passion ignites. Talking sports all day and all night. From the field to the court to the roaring stands. Strawberry ice with the world in my hands. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's fine is kicking down the door.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show for this 12 o'clock noon lunchtime delight for you. I'm your host, Iceman, Jeff Trunapole, and as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. And as always, we're coming to you live from that ice cave.
All right, shout out to my sponsors. They are Priority Lawn and Landscaping for all your lawn and landscaping needs. You need your grass cut, you need shrubbery trimmed, I don't know, you need a paper patio, you need anything, I mean anything. Landscaping required. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Also, shout out to T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And of course, Meyer Window, Door, and More. I got it in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're energy efficient, great looking windows, easy to clean. Meyer Window, Door, and More. The website is MeyerCincinnati.com. And also, shout out to my favorite brewery, Moorline Lager House. Get on down there, get you some delicious Moorline beer, some delicious Moorline food. And tell them I sent you. Moorline Lager House.
Oh, all right, guys. I'm already practicing. I don't know how this is going to go, but join me next Saturday right here at the Moorline Lager House for the Beer Stein holding competition. I'm going to be doing it, trying to hold this thing up as long as I can, and not wanting to drink it. It looks so delicious, though. Maybe I should just drink it. Yeah, I'll just drink it. It's delicious. But come on down next Saturday, the 22nd, for the International Beer Stein holding competition. I'll be there in the celebrity portion of it. You come down and watch me see how long I hold this thing. Like, this should be fine, but this is going to be a while. See you guys next Saturday. Let's go. All right, guys. Again, hopefully you guys can join me this Saturday along with Bengals captain. We're both going to be in this competition and see how long we can hold those steins up without either one to drink them or our arms falling off. Also, this Sunday, we're down at the Moorline Lager House again for the Best Day Brewery pregame experience. And we will be giving away this autographed T. Higgins helmet. So if you have not registered yet, there are two ways to do it. First of all, buy tickets to the Best Day Brewery pregame experience. You can get tickets at the Moorline Lager House website. Second, you can go to the website again, and you can join the Moorline Lager House Rewards Program. We will be giving away the tickets today. So come down this weekend and hang out with me all weekend at Moorline Lager House. It's going to be a lot of fun. What is up to everybody in the chat on this 12 o'clock lunchtime delight show? We got Stranger in there. We got Tony Blazin. Lindsay's in there. And I should be practicing with the pitcher. That's a good idea. I should at least be practicing, but I'm not even doing that, Stranger. Not surprising at all. Anyway, all right. So, like I did last Wednesday, I might be doing this for a little while. I'll do it at noon because I want to go to Bengals now at Newport and Levee, and it's at 6:30 tonight. So if you guys are around Newport and Levee, 6:30, come on down to Bengals now and join me down there. It's a lot of fun. But I titled this show, if the Bengals fire Zac Taylor, who's next? And if you guys follow me, you saw the reel I put out today that the two names that keep coming up, especially in the YouTube comments here, Super Bowl winning head coach John Gruden and Mike Flores, the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. Both of them, I think, would be great candidates. This is something we can discuss. We can also, something I want to discuss, me and Dustin were talking about this before the show, the mayor of Cincinnati, not the actual mayor, but Sean Casey, said that he'd be shocked if the Reds don't make a run at Kyle Schwarber. I have said this over and over and over again. I would love them to get him. But then they also said they're not going to spend any more money. It's going to be the same amount of money as last year. So do we have as good a bullpen as we did last year if we sign Kyle Schwarber? Do they do what they did with Joey Votto and spend all the money on him and don't spend it on anybody else? So they do that. I'm out. Anyway, those are the topics for this lunchtime show here. With that being said, let's get to the man who's got some of the greatest hair. Seriously, his hair is just flowing. It looks just freaking, it's got the window behind him, and it's just the sun's come behind him, just beaming behind him. He's just a perfect specimen. It's Dustin Croft from Bengals and Brews.
What an intro every time.
Yeah, well, I hit the button for the actual intro and it didn't want to play it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Technology, man. Good, brother. How are you, man? I'm glad you're feeling better because last week you were going to try to make it, but unfortunately you were under the weather. Glad to see you're feeling better.
Yeah. There's a lot of people around me that was sick last week, so I think something was going through. But yeah, man, living good. Just trying to obviously Bengal season.
Yeah.
Talked about just disappointing, but we'll dig into that.
Yeah, a little disappointing. Try and make it through this season. With that being said, Jamar Chase is suspended, so he will not be for the game for Buffalo. And Mike Madden threw it out there already, which I still don't think that they're still probably not gonna play him. But he says, I guess we'll see Burton finally. Probably not. I still don't think he's gonna play. I don't know. He hasn't even been dressing or even going with the team on trips. I think. What's your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, it's hard to tell because it's just this. He's been labeled with and you always want to respect people's health, but has been labeled with just kind of an illness over the last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. I know that they had that second year player practice on the bye week. He wasn't there for that, and then hasn't traveled with the team. That's just been one of those things that's just been super mysterious. I just think the biggest thing besides just like disappointment on this season, and now that we can backtrack, probably maybe not surprising, but it's just kind of the mystery of the season. Like there's just a lot of like off-season decisions that now that you have
or non-decisions
that very mysterious. The way in which like even the Burrow thing, it's like that's going to be a mystery in terms of like playing him or not. The overall direction, that's what's tough about the Bengals is the lack of transparency. Like just come out and say, yeah, we suck, but this is our plan moving forward. You know what I
mean? At least act like you have a plan instead of oh, we're going to keep trying to win. Well, yeah. You've won 3 games. You won 1 game since Joe Burrow got hurt, and your offense has been awesome up till last week, and your defense sucks. Which everybody knows your defense sucks. What's the plan? What's going on? And I've put it out there. If he gets fired, everybody's like, they're not going to fire Zac Taylor because he's got 1 more year on his contract. I don't know that. I mean, this season has gone so bad. I legitimately think the Bengals front office thought they had a shot at least the playoffs and contending for a Super Bowl. I think they thought this team was good enough to do that. Well, obviously it's not. So I'm like, if you actually thought that, and this is the result, 3 wins, and this defense is, like Satori said yesterday, is going to be historically bad. Like, if you guys missed any of the show yesterday with Satori, go back and watch the first 10 minutes of it at least. He went through the numbers of how bad this defense is going to be. You can't they can't possibly sit there if they thought this was a Super Bowl contending team and think, you know what, we're fine. If Burrow didn't get hurt, we'd be okay. Like, no, even because Flacco was playing really well. I mean, there's no point of this season that you can look at this legitimately say, we don't need a couple guys. We're good. These things didn't go our way. You won 3 games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's, I guess, out of all this is probably what bothered me the most. I know I kind of chatted it in yesterday, but you're going to do this. Burrow's the franchise, but kind of the messaging coming out of the bye was, hey, like we still have a shot. We're still in this thing. Let's weather the storm before Burrow comes back, possibly Thanksgiving. But on the flip side, and I know you had maybe Skinny on our track, I can't remember. we didn't do anything at the trade deadline to shore anything up. Now, what happened on Sunday, conversely, the Steelers went and got Kyle Duggar, which we could have easily maybe made a run at him.
It would have helped.
Yeah, would have helped. And it's just like, that's where it's like the mystery of the season too. It's like, are you secretly just like, yeah, we're like, they've at some point in the season, did they realize like we suck and we're just going to play out the string?
We're going to act like we're trying, but we're really not.
Yeah. And that's the sense I'm starting to, I don't know. Cause that's the thing. Like, even when you look up at like, I was listening to a podcast this morning and they were talking about the Browns, right? And it was like probably always their attention to point to 2026, like they drafted both the quarterbacks, maybe one of becomes like a Brock Purdy or something. Oh, great. But really it was all about just, kind of realizing where they were, and you kind of see what their game plans too, nonetheless. But with the Bengals, it's really hard to get a temperature on that. Like, again, what the plan is moving forward. I think Santori did a great job on your show last night. If people want to go back to that, listing kind of his, kind of a list of things. So referencing back to that this offseason is going to be really important, because we can kind of know like what to expect for next season if they don't execute on some of these things,
Yeah. One thing I said is, and I think you talked about this before. I know I've talked about it with other people this past offseason. It seemed like they were so intent, and all their energy was to sign T and Jamar, and they got him signed. But by the time, which is great, but by the time they got him signed, free agency had already started, and they really hadn't done anything, or I don't even know if they even talked. That's where I'm like, I said this. I think I even said it to Skinny. Why don't they can't they multitask? I know. I said it to Jesse James. That's what I said too. I said, can't they multitask? Is it just Katie and Troy? Because like Santori said last night, there's 3 other quote unquote assistant GMs, which I didn't know this. We don't have anybody listed as a GM. We have 3 other assistant GMs. I don't know who the GM they're assisting is, since we don't have one.
Yeah.
But can those guys, do they help negotiate contracts? I don't know how is it just Katie and Troy that do because that's what it seemed like. It's like, all right, because it seemed like this is what it seemed like to me. Troy was and this is kind of what I heard from some of the beat writers. Troy was negotiating the stadium deal, and Katie was trying to take care of the contracts for the players. Well, you got to have more than 2 people, especially when you've got 2 big contracts like Jamar and T, and you try to get it. And this goes back to, again, where they could have structured T's contract a little better and saved themselves some money, but of course they didn't. And I get to this point where Satori said yesterday that they have this certain amount of money from the NFL that they can spend. So it's not necessarily the Bengals' money. So they don't care. They'll spend that money. They don't want to take the money out of their own pocket. Fine. Cool. You can structure contracts so you can use that money to structure contracts better, to elongate that, to get more players.
Yeah.
And the fact the way they structure contracts, just like T's, they just threw money away. Like, it just felt lazy. It's kind of like, well, it's not our money, so that's fine. Whatever. You just put that in there. It's like, and I don't know if that's stubbornness or laziness, or you just don't know how football works. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It's like, do you know the resources that are at your fingertips to utilize?
Right.
We're talking about it. You would hope to God they know. And I think, the podcast last night, it also shows like what makes a professional franchise struggle and, ultimately be bad. You could point to, 3 things like that are very surface level: are bad ownership, lack of player acquisition, development, whatever you want to call that, and bad coaching. I think what last night kind of showed, it actually dug a little bit deeper in professional sports, and especially in the NFL, because you got to, roster so many people. It's not like NBA and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So you got to utilize the resources that are at hand. And if you're not doing things like that, and I know Santori mentioned like the Eagles only spending what it was at $300,000 more than us in cash.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
And then you look at their roster and they're just like absolutely stacked. That's the things that we're going against, and it just like. And the thing is funny is Duke Tobin's son literally works in the Eagles front office. Like
he does,
and that's where it's like, God, we can unpeel this onion so many different ways. It's like Duke Tobin. I would think that he would have some of these. Like now, obviously, like these NFL teams are a little more interconnected. I think all the GMs know each other and what they like to do and stuff like that. But you would think that he would know these things the way that the Eagles are doing stuff. Is he facing, kind of some pushback from the other parts of the front office, ownership, et cetera? So that's kind of like things that you got to think about too. So I don't know. I don't think those are things that we're necessarily less like we're breaking down contracts day over day going into next year. We're going to really understand if they make those changes, but it is good that we have people within our fan base that can kind of look at these things. And now we understand why the Bengals have fielded probably the historically worst defense in the NFL.
Oh, it's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that, and that's the thing that the more I dig deeper into this, is it gets even more mind-boggling as to why they do things the way they do it. I mean, it seems like, all right, we'll just go to the draft.
Yeah.
Or we've talked about it on here a million times. Take the layup. You had Jahad Campbell sitting right there. You had Malachi Stark sitting right there. Take one of them. You needed a linebacker. You needed a safety. No, there wasn't a great edge there. You wanted Walter Nolan. He went one draft. Or if you really want Walter Nolan, move up one spot and get him. Find out, if that's what you want. Do something instead of just sitting there and going, we'll take the best athlete, which they used to not take the best athlete. So I do like that, but they got to production on the field has got to matter. And that again, that's kind of like it feels lazy. And that's why I keep going. I'm tired of stubborn. I'm tired of people keep saying they're stubborn. People can't be that stubborn. Lazy, yes. You can be that lazy. I'm like, it'll be fine. Well, he's athletic. We got a new coach. He'll be fine. It'll be great. And then you go to Knight in the second round, and maybe Al Golden kind of really wanted him. And they're like, well, all right, if you really want him, we believe in you. We trust you that you're the reason you're gonna fix everything that's wrong with this defense. So okay, we'll get Knight. It's like, did you really look at who was there? Did you really look at what you needed? This is what it goes down to: having more scouts, having more voices in the room, saying, look, his RAS is off the chart, but talking about Shamar Stewart, his RAS is off the charts, but look at the production on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, you really got to coach him up. We really need somebody to come in and make an impact now. That's this because our defense was bad last year.
Yeah.
We need impact players now, not a guy that we can coach up and eventually you can, like, no, now. Right? And that's kind of where I thought you go to Knight. That's where you thought Knight would be the one, since he's older. He was 25. They're like, oh, he won't have as much of a rookie ramp up to as much as normally because he's older. Well, that's not true. It hasn't worked out. He's still got the same thing because you're still jumping from college to the NFL. And if your mindset is, well, he's 25, he should be better. Like, he's still going from college to the NFL. Like, it's still a big jump no matter how old you are. Those are things, again, it's just like, that's not stubborn. That's just lazy.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Like what Demetrius Knight is, it's almost like they try to recook the recipe that they've made before. Like, it's kind of like Logan Wilson. He was a little bit older of a prospect. They drafted him. Maybe
they drafted him in the third or fourth round. It wasn't a second round pick.
Yeah, and I'm fine with development players in the later rounds.
Yeah, just not first round.
Yeah, first round, second round. You kind of need. And here's the thing: for me, NFL. I think there's a little bit, like, my opinion, like, the NFL is not so much of a development league. Like,
no.
I think it's like there's very limited practice. Willie Anderson has said it before that the coaches throughout the week, they're so deep in the game planning and things along those lines because you have limited amount of time that, I mean, they can only spend so much time. So now I think you need to put players in the right position, right scheme that builds confidence. And I think, slowly they get better. But like, you need players, especially with our big contracts now. You need guys that are plug and play. And as you mentioned before, like Jahad Campbell, he's on the Eagles, one of the top rookies, possibly DPOY for the year. I mean, Carson Schwarzenegger, like, I would have been fine him being taken in the first round. He's so damn good. Like, if you were that hell bent on taking a linebacker in the second round, what's the difference? Yeah, take him in the first.
Right.
Whatever.
So because you still need The point is you needed those positions. So if Samar Stewart is one that's a developmental player and you actually have a guy who's a plug-and-play player sitting there at linebacker instead of defensive end, take him. So that's where you just keep going back and Mike Mann here says, can the defense be fixed in a year? I think it can be, and Satori said it too last night, because there are guys that can play. I mean, you need a defensive edge. I think you obviously need a safety, and you need a linebacker. But you have to have those guys got to be like impact players. You need 3 impact players, which you can get that through free agency and through the draft if you do your due diligence. And that's what kills me. The Bengals have done that before, where when they went in on the free agency. Now I know everyone's say that's when Joe Burrow and everybody was cheap. I get that. But the point is, they still have the money to do that if they structure stuff right. And I am talking to Satori, another point, which I didn't realize this. I am out on tagging Trey Henderson. I am out on that. You either sign him or we're moving on, but he's still going to cost us $6 million to get rid of him, because like Satori said last night, that tag's going to take up most of the money, and you're going to have I think he's like 20 grand left or something like that after tagging him and after the draft picks. So I'm out on that. And they've been negotiating for freaking 3 years. You should be able to figure it. It's either fish or cut bait. If it ain't gonna happen, then Trey, I love you. I'm thankful for your service, but we got to move on, because this is ridiculous that we can't get this figured out. And unfortunately for Trey, the season he's having is I think he'll get more money if the Bengals tag him. He's not going to get the money that he would have, because he's had an injury or been injured this season. But back to what you're saying before is, with all these teams talk to each other and stuff, and Duke's son works in Philly, the Bengals know. Well, we know what the Eagles do. If we know it, then the Bengals know it. So it's like, it's not that, even with the guys that are in charge here, it's not that hard to figure this out.
No.
Again, it's stubbornness, laziness, and that's why I keep going to laziness, because it doesn't make sense why you are running your organization like this. Well, it's really simple to fix, even with the people you have. And Duke, Tobin, and Katie can do this. They can do it. It's not that hard.
Yeah. It's like the NFL is a copycat league on the field. It's a copycat league off the field too.
Exactly.
Like, duplicate the success. I think there's a couple teams that they try to model themselves after. I do think the Steelers is one of them. Family-owned, ran organization.
Oh, it's not a bad. I mean, I hate the Steelers, but it's not one to model yourself after. It's not a bad one too.
Yeah, and then I think maybe they even looked at the Chiefs that were building through the draft. Like
another
the Chiefs
family-owned team.
They're not. The Chiefs aren't like overly super active in free agency. I would say
they hit the draft though.
Yeah, they are a good drafting team. So if you're not going to be super aggressive like the Eagles, and the Eagles hit in the draft too, but you're not going to go after a Jalen Phillips and be super aggressive, proactive like that, and just try to acquire as many good players as possible through leveraging like your draft capital, etc., then you got to hit in the draft.
You have to.
If you want to go about it that route and duplicate that success, you do need to add more resources to your scouting staff. You do have to get different voices in there, because obviously the voices that are in there today, I think we've seen the recipe now, that they're fine going after these projects with potentially high ceilings and not hitting just like the obvious picks and the consensus boards.
It's like they try to hit a home run. Like, we could get this guy who, he come in, he can play really good right away. But what if we get this guy and we develop him and he can be even better? Like, just take the layups. And that's where, and back to your point, I think the Bengals, actually, I know the Bengals want to draft and develop. I think that was the whole point of this past offseason, where they brought in Al Golden to coach up all these first and second round picks on defense, because they got a ton of them. They spent a ton of draft capital on the defense side of the ball. And if you want to see the list, go check out Dale Altman's article of it on Cincy Jungle. He did a great job of listing all of them, and we've hit on 2 of them, and that's Zac Taylor and DJ Turner. That's it. Yeah. There's like 5, 6, 7 of them, something like that we've missed. And people are like, well, Miles Murphy had a good game yesterday. I'm like, that's the best game I've seen him play in 3 years. So that's cool. I hope it I hope it keeps going. But we needed that 3 years ago. We don't need it. Well, we do need it now, but we needed it sooner. That's the whole point. So yes, the Bengals, their plan is they want to draft and develop. Now they've drafted and developed so badly, in my opinion, to fix this. One, they do have to draft better, but they got to go out in free agency. They got to add some people. And to the whole point of this whole thing is if they fire Zac Taylor, this is where I think there's a better shot of them firing Zac than anybody else, because Zac came out and said, this is his words, that it was his decision to fire Lou.
Yeah.
And his decision to hire Al Golden. He said that. It's out there on tape. So the Bengals go, well, and I said this when he said it. Excuse me. I said, the Bengals go, well, you wanted to hire this guy. It didn't work. So we're going to let you go and we're going to hire somebody else. The thing is, though, who are they going to hire? I like I said, this is a long shot. I don't actually think it's going to happen. But John Gruden would be perfect for this. I think because I think he would love the chance to coach Joe Burrow and T. Higgins. I think he'd salivate at that. I don't know if he could work within the Bengals parameters. They'd have to give up some kind of control with him. I have no idea if the Bengals even talk to him or ever talk to John Gruden. I have no idea. The other one is Mike Florio. I like either one of these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Going back to the Zac, kind of hiring the coaches, I think it's pretty clear Al Golden's pretty ill-equipped in the NFL. Like he's just not good. I hate to say it.
They haven't got any better at all. They've gotten worse.
It just because his history is in college, and he was very successful at Notre Dame, and I think Notre Dame would have him back, and he's probably at this point sitting in his living room, probably thinking like, "Damn, I'd like to go back to Notre Dame. This is just like, like these coaches are humans too. Some of them are probably like, I mean, you got to think like they're professionals. They're going to game plan. They're going to coach the players hard throughout the season. But there's probably some back channeling going on. Like, what are my options? Because
there might be some back channeling going on with the Bengals too. I mean, you would think. I mean, the Bengals front office, they've got to be thinking something. They're not just sitting. What they're telling us can't be all they're doing. Like, we're just going to try to get better, with this year, try to win as many games as we can. Which, I understand they want to try to win as many games as they can. They're not going to come out and say, we're done, we're tanking. I mean, a way to do that is to fire Zac now. They're not going to do that. They want to keep everybody interested as you can.
Yeah.
Which, I'm sorry, you got 3 wins. There's not a lot of Bengals fans that are interested. Trust me, I run a tailgate and try to get people to come down there, or the watch parties down there at Moreland Lager House on road games, and people are down there, but they ain't down there to watch a Bengals game. They're not down there because I'm there.
Party. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're just down there to have lunch and eat some food. And my dumb ass was like, let's go Bengals. They're like, who is this crazy dude? So, I mean, the interest in this season is done. To me, if you were to make a move now, then you get the fan base like, all right, okay, what's the plan now? What do you think they are going to do something? What do you think they're going to do? That to me, that should be the next move. Now, I would have done it probably last Sunday or after losing to the freaking Bears. I mean, that would have been the time to do it. But of course, the Bengals again don't do anything in our time; they do it on their time, which their time is usually too late.
Yeah, I don't think they will. I do think, though, there is a chance if we like the game Sunday is probably going to have tons of Patriots fans.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And if it's like an embarrassing performance and we get blown out,
going to be we're going to get our ass kicked.
Yeah, I think there is a chance that they could get them up out of here.
If we get embarrassed again,
yeah.
And that's like I am not, like I said, there's only one time in my life I rooted for the Bengals to lose, and that was against Miami because I wanted Joe Burrow. I'm not rooting for them to lose, but I wouldn't hate it if I would hate it because I have to sit through the game if they just get completely freaking embarrassed again. And the Patriots are on a roll. I mean, Grable's got them playing great. They got a shot at winning their division.
Yep.
And who knows what happens there. If that happens, and this stadium is full of Patriots fans, there's going to be a lot of Patriots fans there, and we get embarrassed, that's the thing. I don't think the Browns family wants to get embarrassed, which to me, I think they should already be embarrassed by what they put on the field here.
Yeah.
But if it happens again, then something's got to change. That's where I've had some people like, oh, they're not going to do it. I'm like, this is really bad, because I'll go back to my original point. The Brown Blackbird family thought they had a playoff Super Bowl contending team.
Right.
I believe they thought they had that.
Right.
They are nowhere close to that.
No.
And if you go out there and it keeps getting worse, they're gonna get sick of it. Like, all right, we're done. That's just human nature. You can only take this for so long.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're putting up historically bad numbers, and the thing is, we were hanging our hats on the offense. I do kind of got a feeling like some of that stretch, and no, not taking anything away from some of the performances and how good Flacco has played, but those defenses that we were going up against were not really good. Like the first time we played the Steelers, they were kind of in a tailspin on their defense. They have corrected some things. Then we
because the Bengals did to them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they brought in Duggar. They moved Ramsey to safety. So Mike, we're kind of hanging our hat like on this entertaining offense. Now, if you look forward in our schedule, we're playing some really good defenses and actually better offenses too. So that's what scares me too with our defense. Outside of maybe Chicago, what like super explosive offense that have we played against? Like Vikings offense, terrible.
That's true. Yeah.
The Chicago's offense, they're inconsistent. They can put points up, but then the Jets, the Steelers offense, like we're like, oh, the defense got 3 stops. Well, the Steelers offense is not like it sucks. Yeah, it's not great.
It sucks.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers is showing his age.
Hell, they played better with Mason Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer, as quarterback than they did with Aaron. We were in the game with Aaron Rodgers in there. We knocked him out, and they got better with their backup.
Yeah, and I know when he came in, I was like, "There's no difference. Like they probably will play better," and they kind of did.
They did.
Yeah,
they did. What's up, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. It's I think the rest of the season, like we do have to figure out which players defensively to hang our hat on. Like we need to show like Miles Murphy continue to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
With Turner, good year so far, but I need to see the consistency over the entire course of the season too.
Right. Dax Hill, same thing.
Mm-hmm. Dax Hill, same thing. Jordan Battle. I don't know. Like
I'm so disappointed in the way he's played. Because I've been banging the drum for him to play, and now he is, and he's just too inconsistent, man.
He's inconsistent, yeah.
Way more inconsistent than I thought he would be, especially his tackling. Like his tackling is driving me freaking nuts.
Yeah, and just like the lack of leadership from some of the players, like the younger guys that were captains and all that stuff, it's kind of starting to falter out. And I think like we're maybe even like Zach supporters. I hate doing this whole like thing, Zach supporter or not, but like I think we've all kind of come to the point where it's like, yeah, the milk's went a little bit sour. I think like we're at the end of the rope here.
Yeah, after a while, you need at least a voice, a change in the room. You have to. And the thing is, the way Jamar is acting, and I've given Jamar a ton of credit this year, up until this past week, with him spitting on Ramsey, and then acting like he didn't do it, and then appealing his suspension, which I'm like, I don't know why you're appealing. You see, you did it.
Yeah.
This whole thing has just been, and then Zach's like, well, I'm gonna stand behind Chase, which he should stand behind Chase, but you also should say, hey, you gotta apologize at least to, I don't know, fan base or somebody for doing it, because you're representing us and the city, and you spit on him. So something like that would have been nice. And I love Jamar. I mean, I love the dude. He's awesome. I don't know him personally, but I mean, I just this right here is bad leadership, I think, by Zach. Just my opinion.
Yeah. I agree. I think we're all kind of on the same page with that. But yeah, moving forward is continue to see Fairchild play at the level that he is. Jalen Rivers, can he be a legitimate starting guard? I know they pulled him last game and brought in Risner. We like to see what we have with that. So, I mean, we're at that. Us Bengals fans, we're used to this. Like, what are the guys that we can count on and build around for the future?
That's the funny thing, because I'm like, I've said this. That's like, I think they found their guards, but I don't know, because I thought they found something in McKinley Jackson, and he's not even playing this year. Which that's another one that's mind-boggling to me is the guy actually was making progress last year. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was progress, and I can't even get on the field. So that's where I'm at with these guards. I'm like, I like them. I think they found somebody, but I don't know. And from one year to the next, it could change. Now, it would be great if they had the same offensive line back-to-back years, because God knows when the last time they had that was. But then you got Orlando Brown, again, another guy I love. I know him. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah.
But he's not the same. And we have nothing behind him. We people say, let's play this guy. And then, keep Orlando out there. He's the best shot we got at left tackle. We don't have anybody that can do any better. There is nobody on this team that can play left tackle better than him right now, even the way he's playing.
Yeah. And that's where it's like the conversation still needs to be best player available in the draft.
You always should do. You should always draft best player available. Always, especially in your first and second round. Don't draft for need then. Like, well, we need this. I don't care. This guy is really good.
Yeah.
And he's plug and play. Now get him.
Yeah, exactly. So if the best player where they're drafting is a left tackle, take him. You can't stare away from that, because the more good players that you have on your team, it elevates everybody around you. So,
right. And the thing is, if you're aggressive, and I'm not saying the Bengals have to be uber aggressive in free agency, but if you find or you sign one or two, maybe three defensive free agents, then it makes it even easier in the draft to draft the best player available. You should use the free agency to fix stuff. Okay, we need a safety. Go get a safety. All right. Yeah. We need an edge. Let's go get an edge. We need a better backup left tackle if Zeus gets hurt, or go sign that. That's where you fix your problems in the draft, especially in the first couple rounds. Draft best player available, and it's again. If my dumbass can figure this out, the Bengals should be able to.
I don't think that's the thing that we probably have talked about enough, is like we've kind of swung and missed in free agency too. Like we try to maybe recreate some of the success with the Trey class. I don't know where we are with TJ Slayton. He's not performed well at all. He's only on a deal.
He's been very disappointed because I was very excited to get him because his run stopping numbers were awesome in Green Bay. They were.
Yeah.
So is that a player problem or is that coaching? Because he was doing a lot better in Green Bay. Did all of a sudden he's not that old. Did he all of a sudden get bad over the offseason? To me, that's coaching or scheme or something. Because I still think he's not bad of a player. He's not playing very good. That comes down to defensive line coaching, I think, because that's another one they changed.
Yeah, I think because we said this with Lou last year. Like, we're not, we talked about drafting. We're not necessarily like super devoid of talent. Like, there are guys that we can get more production out of. So it's definitely an entire rebuild on defense. But like you gotta get something out of some of these guys. Like, and when you're bringing free agents in and they're just totally faltering, like a TJ Slayton, that's when you point to the coaching aspect. So I just think it's a little bit of both. Like what I would love them to do is, like I've said this a million times, restructure. Go get a GM, blow everybody out, get a GM, get a couple more scouts, let that GM hire his coach, and that coach hires. They're not going to do this, but that's what they should do, and they should run it that way. And the thing is, I don't think you necessarily have to give all the power to the GM. You can give him more power, but the owner, no matter what the GM, if it has the GM title, the owner can ultimately change the GM's mind. Look at the Browns. I don't think their GM there wanted to trade Baker Mayfield, like Satori was saying last night. The owner wanted to. He wanted to go get I can't remember his name now. The quarterback for the Browns got suspended and sucks. Oh, Watson.
Yeah, he wanted Watson. Yeah, I don't think the guy who's the GM wanted to do that. I think he wanted to keep Baker and didn't want Watson. The owner for the Browns wanted him. So so this is where this whole thing where the Bengals don't want to lose control. You own the damn team.
Yeah, like
you're not going to lose control. They're not going to take the team from you. I'm like, if that's their mentality, you just signed a stadium lease again. You're getting what you want. They're not nobody's taking the team from you. So why are you worried? Just tell this guy to hire and make my team profitable and winning. That's what I want. If I'm an owner, I want to make money and I want to win.
Yeah.
Do that. If you can do that, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I think fans are realistic. Like, we don't expect you to go like win a Super Bowl every year.
No,
I just want to be a team that like, let's get into the dance. Let's prolong the seasons. Let's be entertaining. You know,
the thing is, when you have Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, if you get in the dance, you got a shot. Just get in. We're not even close. And that's the thing is, and that's the thing I don't get. I have a feeling that Paul Brown on his deathbed looked at his son and said, "Don't let them take this team," because of what happened to him, with the Browns. That was 60 years ago, 70 years, a long time ago.
Yeah.
Nobody is taking this team away from the Brown family. They can't.
Well,
there's no way.
Look how long, what's his name? I forget his name now, the owner of the Commanders. Like, it took a lot to get him to like offload that team. So ownership and professional franchises don't change a lot. So we're kind of stuck with these people, you know?
Unless they start doing some racial slurs or something like that. That's about the only thing, which they don't do that. I mean, they've never done that. So I'm like, as long as you don't do that, I don't think you have to worry about losing the team. So that's where unless they are so, and this is like, I don't like stubborn. They're just lazy. Like, it seems late. Well, I've been doing it like this the whole time, and I like doing it. I like, drafting guys. I like being part of the process and all that stuff. Like, so I want to keep doing it. It's almost like they like that more than they want to win, or it's just they're too lazy to make a change. It's just that's the only thing because I get so tired by saying they're stubborn. Nobody is that stubborn. No, nobody. Like, human being, your nature is to not go, well, you know what? See that wall? I'm going to bash my head into that wall until I break through. It's freaking solid concrete, because eventually my head is going to break through there. Your head is not going to break through that concrete wall.
Yeah.
Nobody's that stubborn.
Yeah. And that's where it's like, in the digital age we live in, why doesn't one of them jump just on a podcast? Like, we would love to learn a little bit more about you.
Right.
Like, we may not still like you, but you bring like a human element to yourself. Like, oh, you like pizza? I like pizza. Whatever the fuck, it's like.
I don't hate them. I've met Troy and I've met Katie. They're nice people. I don't hate them. I just want to win. I just want a consistent winner. That's it. The same thing with the Reds. I want a consistent winner. I'm not saying you win the World Series and go be the big red machine. Make the playoffs every 2 or 3 years. At the most. I just want to win. That's it.
Yeah, just win. Be consistent. Not everything's going to go your way. That's part of sports. That's actually what makes sports fun, because you can bounce back off the mat and it's so much more enjoyable than when you do. Like, I mean,
that's the thing. That's what I love about sports. Sports is a lot like life.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Like this is where I go back. I think it's lazy. When you're doing something in your job or in your life and it's not working out, you're not going to keep doing the same thing. You're going to try and change because it's not working out the way you want it to.
Exactly.
That's where I'm like, this is not working out the way they want to. They thought they had a playoff team. They don't. So that's where I'm like, they can see what they did not work. They have to change something. Now, will they change as dramatically as we want them? No, I think they might go ahead and either elevate somebody else, one of these GMs, these assistant GMs to, I won't even say GM, but Duke Tobin spot or whatever. They might do that. And I think they'll blow Zach out of here and they go get another coach. I don't think it's going to be from inside the organization, because the last two have not been. And the fan base will erupt. If you go and say Al Golden or Pitcher, which I think Dan Pitcher can eventually be a good head coach. I don't think he's ready for it yet.
No.
But those would be the only two candidates. I don't see them elevating those guys to the head coaching job. So I think they would go outside. And if you get Brian Floria, I keep saying Mike Floria, Brian Floria or John Gruden, especially John Gruden, dude, just think of the press conference. If John Gruden is here, that waiting list that I know the Bengals like having for season ticket holders that might be dwindling, it's going to go back up if you get John Gruden in here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd be interested in the chat's thought on this too. Is another name I would kind of be interested in is Steve Spagnuolo, defense coordinator for the Chiefs.
He's older.
I'm kind of he's older. I'm kind of I'm not the biggest defensive coach, head coach kind of guy because it somewhat limits your ceiling. I feel like if you see the past Super Bowl winners, I don't know if anybody's defensively won it since Belichick. However, you do see success like Vrabel, how he's been able to turn the Patriots around in a year. You match him up with a really good offensive coordinator, and you already have Burrow at quarterback. You can make some things happen. So
that's the key. If you get a defensive guy, you got to get a good OC. That's where Vrabel was smart, and he went and got a really good offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Now back to your point with Spags, there are guys that I think are really great defense coordinators, great offense coordinators. They are not good head coaches. First one that comes to my mind is Norv Turner. Norv Turner is a phenomenal offensive coordinator. Right. Not a very good head coach. Yeah. Spags, I think, is the same way because Spags had a shot at being a head coach. And it did go ahead good. I mean, we just talked about the Patriots OC. I can't remember his name right now. But he's had 2 shots at being a head coach and it hasn't gone good. So that's where I would not be on the Spags train because I think his best spot is defense coordinator. Now, if he wants to leave the Chiefs to come here and be their DC, fine. I got no problem with that. Yeah. That'd be great. But as far as DC or as far as head coach, that's where I don't think it would be him. But that like if we do get Brian Flores, like you said, I think he's a great disciplinarian. I think he'd bring a presence to this place. But you got to have a really good OC. Well, that goes to where if they hire him, I think Pitch stays here. Pitch would still be the OC. I can totally see that sticking around because and that's the one thing the Bengals front office will say. There's nothing wrong with our offense. Our offense has played great. Pitt, we're going to keep him. We'll hire you, but we want him as the OC because they probably already got him signed for a contract.
Yeah. I'd be fine with that. The familiarity with Burrow. When you have a high-end quarterback like Burrow, like he knows what he's doing. Now, I will say, going back to the BPA, the thing I don't want to happen with our offense is we totally ignore it too. We got to continue to add to that as well. Because for me, I think it's pretty clear we need a number 3 receiver. They're bracketing Chase and Higgins this last game, and I just I know early Yoshi made a few plays, but I don't know. We need more of a threat there. So
not the second half he didn't.
Yeah, as good as our offense has played, there has been inconsistencies. I still think probably an upgrade on the O-line. We probably would need. I mean, Ted Karras is getting a little bit older. He's playing fine this year, but I think the center left.
They got 2 guys. They got 2 guys on the practice squad or on the bench that I think could be the next center. Lee and the Ohio State kid. Especially I can't remember McLaughlin. Is that his name?
Yeah.
I think my personal opinion, I think that's who they see and I see taking Ted's spot eventually. So I think they got that covered. I'm more worried about Zeus. That's the one I'm worried about.
Yeah. He's definitely not playing as well as he did kind of his first year with some injuries, that sort of thing. I mean, this is what happens with old players. Their bodies just break down, and that's the interesting kind of thing with Trey too. It's kind of he got hit pretty hard in that Green Bay game on a chip, but that happens to defensive ends all the time, right?
Yeah.
Not being able to bounce back from that. It's kind of this kind of happens when you've been in the league for this long and you just taking so many hits, your body just kind of breaks down. And I kind of moving forward with Trey. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be comfortable committing a bunch of money to him again, Well,
that's kind of where I'm at. I don't want to tag him. Satori opened my eyes to what that is. I don't want to tag him. And it's the first time he's getting injured. He's 30. That's when things start going downhill. And we got him. He's played. We still suck. Take that money and let's go get some younger guys and stuff. And one thing back to your third wide receiver, what's hurt that position this year is Mike G being hurt. That's your third wide receiver right there.
Right.
With him being out, that's what's hurt them. But you still need to add that to that. That's where they drafted Yoshi, which Yoshi's fine. He's okay. I don't necessarily know if he's a third wide receiver because he did good in the first half. Second half, he was non-existent.
Yeah.
And what the Steelers and exactly what the Steelers did, you know the Patriots are going to do that. That's that. They're going to bracket T and Jamar, go Chase Brown, Noah Fant, Yoshi. You guys go out there. You go beat us. We're not gonna let these two do it.
Well, now the Patriots don't have to worry about Jamar.
Yeah. We don't have to worry about Jamar. Yeah.
So they're going to have they're going to completely take T out of the game, you know? So
they can just double him the whole time.
Yeah.
So this is where Fant, Chase Brown, these guys have got to step up. That's why I'm like, I hate being a Debbie Downer, but we're going to get our ass kicked.
Well, we're just talking. Yeah, we're just talking.
we're going to get our ass kicked Sunday. I don't think we got a shot at it. I wish we did.
What's been your thoughts on Fant this year? I've been kind of underwhelming with him too.
Yeah. He's been okay. Not as good. Nowhere close to what I thought it would be. I mean, he's not been bad. It just hasn't been
that impactful.
Yeah, really. I mean, but the thing is, hopefully, I still hold out hope that Alt could come back. As Alt was, dude, he was a dog last year. Alt was impactful when the couple games he did get to play before his knee. Now, how explosive is he going to be with coming back from another knee injury? I don't know. So that's another thing right there. They're going to have to address the tight end room again.
Yeah, because our tight end room all of a sudden is kind of a weakness, you know? So, because, Noah Fant, I mean, he looks his age. He doesn't look super explosive. He's, obviously 2 strips by smaller DBs for returns for touchdowns. Been, kind of crazy, too. So, I kind of think that was a 1-year project, and I doubt he comes back. So, tight ends, another, position. That's where it's we got to be rebuild the defense, but we also got to focus. We can't completely take our focus away from the offense.
No, you can't. No, you gotta do both. That's why you use free agency and you use the draft. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying just go throw a whole bunch of money. I would love them to go throw a whole bunch of money at free agency. I don't think they will. Just be smart. They just need to be smart about stuff. That's it. That's the biggest thing. The guys they sign, like I said, TJ Slayton, I still think he could be a good player. I just don't think it's working with him here. That's where I think you get a new DC, new defensive line coach, and a new head coach, and all that stuff. The kid we got from the Eagles, the linebacker, Owen Burke.
Aaron Burks, yeah,
Aaron Burke. He's been okay. I mean, he's a backup linebacker. That's what he is. He hasn't been. Those are the 2 outside free agents they signed, and Aaron Burke's been okay. TJ Slayton's been okay. TJ Slayton should have been a lot better than he is. So I'm okay with keeping those, but they need impact guys. Like we talk about Chidobe Awuzie.
Yeah.
Why didn't they resign him? I mean, that
Reader's playing good.
Wow, they should never let. I banged it. They should have never let Reader. I said that do not let that guy leave.
We need a 3-tech so bad too. It's we need pass rush in general.
Hamlin's is Larry O. That's our last 3-tech.
Yeah, and that 3-tech is all your good teams in the NFL, good defenses. They have a disruptive interior as well. So that's something that we got to go find that too. And I think I will say Murphy has come on a little bit the last couple of games. Osai, I think he's played pretty decent too. So maybe those guys can continue to.
Osai, they got to sign him. He's only signed a 1-year contract.
Yeah, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if at this point he's going to get a lot of money on the market, to be honest. So. And then it's really imperative that we see something from Carter at night, because then you're kind of back to the drawing board at linebackers if we don't start to see something. And that's the thing. I think what's really obviously our defensive line is I was kind of bullish on our front 7. I was excited about it. They definitely haven't performed. But I think what's been the bigger problem is just the linebackers and the safeties. And when I started to see it was we kind of knew it, but the second half against the Packers, you saw them starting to isolate those guys in coverage and the run game on the edges and then the safeties as well. And then since then, the entire NFL knows how to attack because that's such a weakness of our defense. So, I mean, I kind of feel like if those guys were performing better, our defense wouldn't be historically bad. But it is what it is.
What's your thoughts on BJ Hill? I was happy they signed him. Now I'm kind of I probably cut him. I probably cut him too. Because he's not the same. I mean, he's not playing terrible, but he ain't playing great. And we need more impact on the interior there. We need a run stopper. We need a 3-tech, and he's okay. Yeah, I know he got in on that sack with I think was it Murphy? He got that sack? Yeah, he got in with them. Yeah, and Holmes. Yeah, this is gonna be a good one here. Mitch Tinsley. It's got to be. So he brought Bert and I out here for replacing Chase. This is a perfect time for Mitch Tinsley to get a big opportunity and see what he can do. Because every time they've let him play, he's made plays. Why they don't give him more? That's another thing. Why they're not giving him more of a shot? I don't know.
Yeah, and I thought McKinley showed some flashes last week. So I mean, if he can continue to flash, Murphy continues to flash, maybe Osai shows us some stuff, and we get him at a bargain. I'm not saying necessarily do that. And the linebackers, then you don't feel like right now we feel completely depressed because of the season, but also like, damn, we might have to replace like all 11 players on defense. I mean, not defense.
That's right. Like, that's where again, I don't think we're gonna have to, because there is, like you said earlier, this team is not devoid of talent. There's talent there.
Yeah,
we're not getting it out of them.
Yep.
But I'm not saying go replace the coach and keep it the same way you had this year. As Duke Tobin said, I'm not paying for the same team I had last year, even though he did. I don't know why you make that statement.
Crazy statement. That's
all right. So that goes back to where we started. What's their direction? Like when he came out and said that, I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Then we're going to get some free agents here. We're going to address this in the draft. Yeah, we're going to do something. And nothing. You literally had the same team you had defensively you had last year. You probably gotten worse. That's the thing. It goes back to what you said before. What's this direction? Why would you come out and make that statement? What happened there? Because Duke's not going to say that unless he was told or he had a plan, and maybe the rug got yanked out from under him. I don't know. That statement to me has always had me curious. Why you make that statement and do what you did? It doesn't make sense.
They didn't win the PR department this past offseason because Katie said something like that Trey should be happy with his deal that we offered. Right. I mean, hindsight, maybe Trey, maybe this has backfired for him, but at the time, it was just an idiotic statement thing to say. And then obviously, like Duke, if Duke is retained, God, it's going to be interesting because he does his annual combine thing, and he's always just so arrogant in those two. That's what I
don't know why.
Yeah.
What are you arrogant about? Especially now. Everybody who drafted it sucked. It just, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So I think, again, we know what we have to work on. I think everybody, again, go back to listen to your podcast last night. I think Centauri did a great job. This gives us the kind of the ammo, the things to look out for, what we need to do. I do think the change that's going to happen. I don't know if there's going to be a lot in the front office, but I do think Zach's probably going to be let go. I think that's going to probably
again. I'll say they're lazy. It's the simplest and easiest thing to do.
Yep.
and like I said, I would love it to be John Gruden. I mean, maybe he can talk to his brother Jake. Because according to, were you on the show with Jay when with Bengals and Brews? Were you on those episodes?
Yep.
So apparently Jay loves Mike Brown, from what I was told.
I think a lot of coaches actually like working in this organization. I think that it's a thing. I think they like working for the family, and that's probably because it's such a cutthroat business, and coaches get let go so fast. And I don't want to be rotating door coaches either.
No,
That's super
I
annoying.
don't think that helps. You got to have a coach. You got to give him at least 4 or 5 years, at least.
Yeah, exactly. But then I also, on the flip side, know when like you're at the end of the rope too.
Yeah,
so it's like,
we're year 7 here with Zach, and the team is going downhill. There's too many stories of too many guys going out and partying and doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
That's the part. That's the part when I started hearing that. That's the part that I'm like, that's because you didn't hear that before. We had too many team captains, too many good players, and too many team leaders in that locker room that would hold guys accountable. Those guys are gone, and that's where Zach and Duke messed, and Katie and everybody else messed up. The leaders in that locker room aren't there anymore. You let Jesse Bates go. You let Chibe Awuzie go. You let Mike Hilton go. You let DJ Reader go. You trade Logan Wilson. These guys were leaders in this locker room on that defense side of the ball. Tell me who the leader of the defense is. Name one guy.
No. That's like the other part, like with BJ Hill, a little disappointing because like he hasn't really shown a lot of great leadership either. It's like Trey's been hurt. Offensively, I know we got Ted, some guys on that side, but I think like even in a 3-7 season and as poorly as we played, like even the leaders' voices kind of get drowned out because like it is so bad.
Well, that's the thing though. It's like if we had more leaders on this team and guys with more pride, and because sometimes I don't feel like these guys care on defense. It was literally the way they keep tackling does not seem like they give 2 craps if they get this guy on the ground because you keep tackling people the wrong way. If you guys got leaders in there going to whoop somebody's ass or call them out in the locker room for missing tackles over and over and over again, which we did have. Say what about Jermaine Pratt. Jermaine Pratt would call somebody out. He would call somebody out. We don't have that.
Yeah,
and that's why I think the defense has gotten worse because last year I think this defense got to the point where they got sick of it and lose. Like, all right, we're gonna simplify it or whatever. And we have proudful veterans in that locker room that started getting the young guys' ass and making change because the defense did play better in that 6-game win streak. Not great, but they played better.
Yeah.
And we don't have
that's where it's like I do not want to play better this year. I want to see players individually play better, but I don't want to go down this whole like
I don't want to.
We play good down the stretch.
Because I was sold a bag of goods when you said you're not, and I keep holding Duke to this is why Duke should be fired. I'm not gonna pay for the same team I paid for last year, and he did. That's it. I don't want that again. I'm not rooting for the Bengals to lose, which I don't think we're gonna have to because I think they're gonna get smoked here against the Patriots. You got the Patriots, you got the Ratbirds, the Bills, and the Ratbirds game. We're gonna get smoked.
God, that and I don't even think like everybody's like, oh, down the stretch, like the Dolphins are playing a little bit better. The Cardinals are okay, like they're scrappy. And then we have the Browns at the end of the season. When at that point, Myles Garrett's probably going to look to try to break the NFL single season sack record. Right. So like he's going to be probably firing off the ball, trying to get that as well. So like I don't like honestly, man, I don't look at the schedule. I don't see a lot of wins. I don't know if I see any.
I mean, there's in my opinion, there's a better chance that the final 3 than the next 4, in my opinion. But they'll pull something out. I just don't want to pull out too much stuff where they go, hey, guys, we're fine. We're fine. Yeah.
Like a showed improvement.
Yeah, we got this. No, you don't got this.
No, you don't. Even if some of the guys do show improvement, which like I'm kind of recanting on what I said, I still think like I mean, like you want to see it, but it's also like I don't want that to paint like a broad like picture of the defense. Like, oh, we're gonna be good next year. It's like no. Like we can't do this again. We need to add to the defense no matter how like certain individuals play. Like we can't.
And the way to do it is you got to get free agents and you got to get leaders. The free agents, you can't ask a rookie to be a leader. I mean, they had the players only meeting and who Knight called it. A rookie can't call that. That's great on him. I like him trying to do that, but you're a rookie, dude. They're not going to listen to you. They're like, what have you done? You haven't been in the league long enough to wipe your ass.
Oh yeah, it's like
I'm like
as soon as he called that team only or players only meeting, I was like, oh, we're cooked.
Yeah, That wasn't a good sign.
Yeah.
Dustin, I appreciate it, man. You've
Yeah,
been
thank
on
you,
for an
man.
hour and 4 minutes, dude. Hey, this is been a good discussion. Plug some stuff about Bengals Brewers or anything else you want to plug before I let you go, brother.
Yeah, find me online. Love interacting with everybody. Bengals and Brews on Monday and Fridays. We've been doing our picks throughout the league. Has been really fun. So if you guys want to drop in the chat on Friday at 3:30 Eastern time, give us some of your picks. That'll be fun tracking that for the year. That's been super exciting. And then we're doing our normal breakdown, kind of preparing for the upcoming opponents. I think obviously the tone of this show will probably be more about player development and kind of everything that we talked about today.
Dale's chomping at the bit to talk about draft.
And draft. Yeah, we'll probably pull a mock up here soon, to be
Oh
honest.
God,
So,
I can't do it, but we're not even December yet.
I know. It's wild.
Like,
We still have a lot of season.
I know. That's what I'm like.
Yeah.
It's not even Thanksgiving yet. We had 3 wins.
Yeah.
Question: are you guys keeping track of who's getting?
Yeah, Dale's winning.
Dale's winning. Shocking.
Yeah, I'm in last.
You're last.
I'm in
Wait,
last.
Big Sandwich is beating you?
Yeah, I've been picking too many upsets. I need to just go with the favorites.
Take the layups, Dustin. Take
I know.
the layups.
I'm the Duke Tobin of picking. I can't even fire my ass too. Jesus.
There you go.
No.
There you go. All right, Dustin. Appreciate
man.
you, man. Take it easy.
Yep. See ya.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Go check out Dustin and the boys over there at Bengals and Brews. They do an awesome job. Dustin has been a great addition to that show. So check that out. As always, thanks for watching. Again, I did it at noon today because I want to go to Bengals Now at Newport and Levy tonight at 6:30. So if you guys are out and about in Cincinnati area, I got Bengals Now at Newport and Levy. It's a great time. But thanks for watching on my live stream on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch, also Instagram. So hello, Instagram. You can follow me on all those along with Threads and TikTok, and check out my Substack. I write some articles on there every once in a while. And please make sure you like it, share it out, and tell your friends about my Substack and everything else that I got going on Sports with Strawberry Ice.
All right, shout out to my sponsors. They are Priority Lawn and Landscaping for all your lawn and landscaping needs. You need your grass cut, you need shrubbery trimmed, I don't know, you need a paper patio, you need anything. I mean anything. Landscaping required. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Also, shout out to T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And of course, Meyer Window, Door, and more. I got it in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're energy efficient, great looking windows, easy to clean. Meyer Window, Door, and more. The website is MeyerCincinnati.com. And also shout out to my favorite brewery, Moorline Lager House. Get on down there, get you some delicious Moorline beer, some delicious Moorline food. You tell them I sent you. Moorline Lager House.
All right, guys. I'm already practicing. I don't know how this is going to go, but join me next Saturday right here at the Moorline Lager House for the Beer Stein holding competition. I'm going to be doing it, try to hold this thing up as long as I can, and not wanting to drink it. It looks so delicious, though. Maybe I should just drink it. Yeah, I'll just drink it. It's delicious. But come on down next Saturday, the 22nd, for the International Beer Stein holding competition. I'll be there in the celebrity portion of it. You come down and watch me see how long I hold this thing. Like, this would be fine, but this is going to be a while. See you guys next Saturday. Let's go. Again, guys, I'll be down there this Saturday. Now, it won't be in the beer garden. It's going to be in the tent. They have their Chris Kringle Market. I think it's opening up this weekend, but they have a big giant tent down there. We're going to be down there for the Beer Stein holding competition. That's also where the Best Day Brewery pregame experience at the Moorline Lager House is going to be. It's going to be in the tent. It's a heated tent. There's going to be a big ass TV screen there too. Lots of music, lots of gifts, lots of stuff. We'll be giving away this right here, which this is an autographed helmet by T. Higgins. So you want a chance to win that, go buy tickets to the Best Day Brewing pregame experience. Go to the Moorline Lager House website and do that. Also, while you're there, you want to register you once, you want to register twice, sign up for the Moorline Lager House Rewards Program. Sign up for the Rewards Program is absolutely free. Obviously, getting tickets for the pregame experience, which is the all-inclusive pregame experience. Because I'll be down there. We got a DJ down there. I give away prizes for Bengals trivia. And we had an absolute blast down there. So least come down, enjoy the tailgate, and enjoy Saturday, and then we'll go in and we'll watch the Bengals get their ass kicked by England. Sounds like fun, right? I will be pulling off Saturday later on tonight. Put it on the podcast. Check it out. It's on Beanpod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you listen to it, rate it, like it, review it. Leave a 5-star review and a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. So tomorrow in the morning when you're driving to work, listen to the podcast. We don't have any local radio, sports radio here in Cincinnati. I keep saying that over and over and over again because I think we need to get some. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. I see you tomorrow for the Fantasy Thursday Night Football Show with a bake from Fantasy Bake Roll. Will be on giving you all the information about who to start, who sits, what's going on, and hopefully any Bengals news that comes up. It's a great show. Other than that, remember this: Who Dey for life, and as always, throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya!
Another great show. You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.